That
The
little
pa-
cheap plastic one you could get from Walmart a long time ago, did that have any sounds or lights or anything?
no, yeah, the Transformers one, yeah, it has light.
I didn't know if it
It
actually
has
played any
lights, but
sound clips or anything.
the costume one that they sold in the Halloween department didn't have anything.
Hmm,
I think it may have had a light in that, but it was a very basic replica.
I got you. Yeah, exclusives all over the place, right? Um, but yeah, we're going to be talking tonight. Hey, by the way, we're live. uh, hey guys, another Plasticast going on here. Um, we're going to be talking first off about these Masterpiece Blaster. This is the first official Masterpiece Blaster ever made. Um, I got a picture here up of Blaster with the ram horn.
Still
I
Joe.
know, I don't know if you see it or not, but it's a picture of the Masterpiece Blaster with the ram horn, just in the gray resin prototype colors. This is actually from
It's Steel Joe.
T-Pose. Yeah, Steeljaw. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why do
yeah,
I
he said
keep
Ram.
calling him Ramhorn? I don't know.
I don't know. They're gonna come out with that one too. So
Yeah.
Eventually, yeah,
just wait.
probably going to be a multi-pack like they did with Soundwave. Um,
Yeah.
but honestly, I'm not mad at what this looks like. I think they're kind of cool looking, really. I'm wondering how it's going to scale with um, Soundwave, though. I wonder if it's going to be taller, kind of like the toys used to be. Or are they going to be,
I I
That's a good
think
question.
I think he's going to be maybe just a hair bit taller because of the way of because of Blaster's his head shape and his ears, but he's going to be a little bit thinner. I think Soundwave's going to have a wider torso, but
yeah,
I think this one's gonna pair better with the Masterpiece Soundwave than the G1s do.
oh yeah,
The
obviously.
Blaster is so much taller
Well, yeah, with
due
G
to the
one
design.
Soundwave is probably even still taller than Masterpiece.
I mean, I'm just glad we're actually still getting Masterpiece, considering how the direction of everything's gone with just the detail and such they do, even with like the main line. I'm just very surprised that we're actually even getting one
Yeah,
of these. Um,
I
I
was
mean,
surprised when I saw it.
I'm surprised it's taken this long. I mean, we've had just so many characters from that time period of season two, and not having a blaster, I have to wonder. I'm sure he was. If you do a Soundwave, you got to have a blaster. It's kind of like one of those pairs that they've said that they know they like to complete,
yeah,
or
Like
groups.
you can't do a Megatron without a Prime or vice versa.
Yeah, you can't do just one Insecticon. I mean,
Mhm.
it's just I don't know. I'm more curious what changed to make them do it now, other than well, we're re-releasing that Soundwave in animation colors. We need a blaster, and that could just be it. They were waiting for the right thing to pair it with
yeah,
to get more suggested sales.
Well, or it could be that, like we said, unfortunately, this is not going to come with all the cassettes. Only one. So they wanted to get the other tooling done and everything for other cassettes so that once this comes out, hopefully, quickly,
Well,
they can put out the cassettes
well, the
to
thing
drive
is
that interest.
with Soundwave, those masterpiece cassette molds already existed. They just had to drag them out and change some coloring because they've already been released 5 to 8 years ago, give or take, when that
Oh yeah,
Soundwave first came out. So there's
right.
nothing to recreate. There's no new tooling unless they wanted to make them more animation accurate. But
Did they
they
do a? I'm trying to look. I don't see it. Did they do a Steel Jaw
they did the
before?
black. They came out with an Autobot
Yeah,
set that
I've
had
got
was it stripes or no?
it. It was Ravage was orange with black
Yeah,
stripes.
that was Stripes, but I don't remember who the Steeljaw was in black, but I don't remember his name. It
I'm
was
trying to
some
find it. I've got it
it
over here
was
somewhere.
it was some deep cut. Probably the wiki on his toys would say.
Well, I'm just trying to look to see what the outline of this one looks like to see if it's the same molding. To
I
see if
mean,
they actually did. repaint it
Yeah,
back,
that's what I'm
revert back.
trying to.
However you want to say it.
That's what I'm kind of trying to think. Is like you said, some of the molds actually exist, and they can do this as blaster, or turn around and do a
Yeah.
twin cast, and then
Oh
later on
yeah.
release it
Oh, the
with the
shattered
rest of
glass.
the other
There's,
ones that
I
they
mean,
haven't
there's so
actually
many
made
things they
molds
could do.
for. Because they haven't made an ejected rewind mold, have they? Because we
I don't
don't.
think so.
I don't think
I
there's
mean,
molds for those.
yeah, not in the masterpiece.
No.
Okay, so maybe they were waiting to get those so they can pump those out and mix and match them. That makes you want to buy more than just one set,
Yeah.
like they did last time with the Dyna cassettes we talked about.
Yeah. I mean,
You know,
it is
it's
kind.
like you said, it's a cash grab, which just ticks me off. I'd rather they did like they did with the Toys R Us and just give me all of them at once. With the Toys R Us Masterpiece Soundwave, you got the cassettes instead of just one,
Yeah.
and I'd rather that. But I get it. They could save that for an animated version and do the same thing. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean,
Now
that's
the
the whole
wiki.
thing with cassettes. Like cassettes, they can do a multi-pack of just cassettes, or like you said, like a gift
Well,
set.
and as I've said before, there are Transformer fans, and then there are Transformer cassette fans.
Hmm.
And when you do a Transformer cassette, you get both parties. So
Yeah.
you can pump out as many as you want. They're gonna buy them.
Yeah.
Whatever
Now
color you put it in the color of the rainbow, they're gonna buy it.
It's
the
very true.
the wiki does not show that black steel jaw, and
I remember
I
it in the
don't.
G1 mold.
Yeah, I remember it being a black one, but I don't see it on the wiki right now, so I
I
do
mean,
not
I know
know.
it came with the twin cast when they did the encore release of twin cast. It came with the black, um, and then the
Okay,
tiger
maybe
stripes.
that.
Um, that's
Yeah,
probably the
stripe.
one you
Yeah.
guys are remembering as the most recent of that particular mold, unless it was like a third party thing, you know. But like official, I think the last black one we ever got was with that twin cast, and it was the encore release.
Well,
I'm not seeing it.
I had that Encore twin cast before it broke. I don't remember that cassette coming with it. I could be wrong, but
Or maybe that one came with Sound Blaster.
Well,
Maybe
let me
that's
ask
what
you
I'm
this:
thinking of.
the black steel jaw, was it a Decepticon?
no, you're right. You're right. The Encore twin cast number 22 came with a black steel jaw and a red maroon ravage. But the ravage but now this is an eBay picture I'm going by. It's TF source, so grain of salt. But they have Ravage's weapons on Steeljaw
No.
and Steeljaw's weapons on Ravage. I'm not sure if that's official to mix
I
it up.
think it was. I do remember
Okay,
that
It
now.
all
might have
right.
been.
Or
I
yeah,
do remember that, and I
it's
grabbed
$250
those.
bucks. If you want to get it, it's $250 right now. You can go get it right now.
But those are the G1 molds.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I do have those.
But I thought
And
for
that's
sure
what
there
I
was.
was thinking.
Yeah,
And
but
I
I
looked
thought.
on my masterpiece shelf, and I can see all of the Autobots. But if the Black Steeljaw was supposed to be a Decepticon, he's on the Decepticon shelf, and it's lower, and it's hard for me to see. But I don't think they did.
No, I don't. I don't think he was a Decepticon. I think he was just an Autobot because they did recolor a lot of those cassettes when they released Twin Cast
Well, I'm
and
saying
just
I don't think they did it.
yeah.
I mean, I even have the year of the whatever Soundwave cassettes in clear, and I can see those. If it was a cassette, I got it, and I don't see it. I mean,
Him
it
being
could have
black
fallen
might be
behind,
hard to
and I just
find.
can't find it.
True.
But you wikied it, and you said that it doesn't even show a masterpiece
Oh,
steel jaw.
yeah, but maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. But
The e hobby or the
yeah, maybe
encore
that.
set.
Yeah, it's
It
very
could be
possible.
because I was thinking the same thing. And when you said the weapons were reversed, I do remember the G1's weapons were reversed on this. I don't know
Yeah,
why,
right.
but they
But
were.
anyway, we're getting them, and I've got the KFC one, and it's been in a box. I haven't got my master. I haven't got a lot of stuff out. Let's be frank, But remember liking that KFC version. I've got the Twincast version. I've got the Toys R Us blaster. I mean the Toys R Us Soundwave.
Hmm.
I don't know if I'll be getting this blaster or not. I really the last couple of months something in my brain has switched over, and it's like I don't need it. We'll have to wait. I didn't want that Titan Grimlock until I saw Thew's review, and it's like, well, damn, that's pretty damn nice. But they also just announced Scorn as the next one.
Hmm.
I don't want 5 movie Dinobots at $200 a piece.
I just came across this looking it up, and I didn't know that Mastermind Creations recolored that to make it look like
Yeah.
a Black Vulture
That's
online.
what I was trying to say.
That
It
is
was
so
Mastermind Creation.
sick.
Yeah,
Mastermind Creations did a lot of the exclusives that you didn't know were coming out until they were already out at the show.
yeah.
Oh
And
my
I think you can
goodness,
still
I
get that
love
one.
that.
Get that one.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is amazing. I would love to have that. Yeah, that's pretty sick. I was just looking it up. I was like, what? What is this?
So, as for the MPG blaster for me, that is a definite pickup.
Well, it's MPG, so it could be running about the same price as Soundwave. So
I get it, but here's how I look at it. As long as it pairs up with the masterpiece I currently have, then I want it.
Yeah,
My masterpiece shelf is my masterpiece shelf. I want them all to look right. Just like the first Prime or the first Megatron, they were too big. So I want the one that fits.
yeah. I think I just found the one you guys were talking about. It came with MP15 16. He's called Night Stalker.
that's it. Not. I was going by the wrong name.
He is an
Night.
Autobot.
Yeah, Night Stalker. Yeah.
So
Yep, that's
I found
him.
him. The Googles worked for me this time. The
And
magic
what
web.
did that one come with?
I think this actually came with um, the Twincast. I think. I'm not-
The Masterpiece Quintess?
Well,
No, they didn't do
There
it.
was no Masterpiece Twincast. I just think he was just. I'm not really sure what he came with. I'm trying to find that out. That's something I'm trying to look.
That No, that doesn't make sense.
No, but he is.
But they did
official.
do a Masterpiece Takara Steeljaw.
Yeah. Called Night Stalker.
Why am I not finding it?
I don't know why you're not finding it.
Because I can't find crap.
Okay, so yeah, he did. I'm guessing he must have came with. It was issued with a limited edition Masterpiece Encore. It doesn't say with who.
Well,
Maybe
like
he
I'm
might have
looking
been.
here.
Well, he could have been a two-parter, or maybe he could have been just by himself, because Takara's been known to do that before.
Well, I have Enemy. I have Stripe. And usually they come in 4-packs. And I have the orange Rat Bat. And to make 4 would be that one.
Okay.
That's indeed how it came out.
Apparently, he was
But
he was a Takari. He was a mall exclusive. Takara mall
Really?
exclusive. Yeah, that's why. I'm not surprised. I mean, come on. How often did Takara do stuff like that? Did mall exclusives, and you had to either order them online or get them through that. It's the only way you could get them. I mean,
Well, now
you remember
that's
the,
one I'm going to try then. If I don't have it.
Well, you guys remember, like, because we're on an exclusive kick, right? I was, I've always been a big fan of, like, the G2 GoBot Spy Changers. I had all of them. Even a lot of the crazy recolors they did for the Takara. The ones I could never find were the Junsko ones. And those were only in Japan. And they were, like, a very limited release. and there was only 6 of them that they did, but they were completely different colored of like the original 6 GoBots or the original 6 RID bots from the Spy Changer line. And that's something, when it came to exclusives, that was kind of hard to get a hold of, and I never once found them. And anytime I did find them on eBay, they went for an astronomical amount of money. And that's one thing that has kind of slipped through my fingers because I wasn't able to get those. But if you're talking exclusives, that's kind of like the Tommy Mall exclusives here, because I mean that stuff is kind of hard to get hold of too. Because I mean, most of you guys, if you try to get hold of that stuff, you have to import it, right? Like directly from the Tommy Takara Mall, right? I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Or would you know any more about that, Don? Because I know you have Diecast to get some of that weird stuff in.
I found it.
Yeah. Sometimes that stuff will come over through Hasbro Pulse, but it's hard for me to keep track of which division of Takara Tomy will send stuff through Pulse and which ones won't. So I really don't know, unfortunately, what that falls into as far as if it would come over or not. I just don't remember.
Oh, that what you call him, Nightshade?
Night Stalker.
Night Stalker was actually, I was correct. It was a 4-pack that was MP15/16E that included Stripe, just like I said, Stripe, the Orange Rat-Bat, and the Enemy. And for some reason, I've got it. I just can't find that one. Maybe because he's so dark I can't see him, and the others are bright. But I do have that set, yes. So, and that was a while ago. Trying to look at the box artwork to see if I can see a date, but it's whenever MP's 15, so you can figure out the timeline on that.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't that like around 2019, something like that? 2018.
Well, it was definitely pre-COVID.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's the only thing I could think of because when it comes to like those, you had that was something you actually had to import though, right? I don't think you have just ordered that from.
You could order it from BBTS, Agabus, any of those that do import stuff like that. You could have gotten that. I mean, if I got mine, more than likely, it was probably from Agabus or BBTS.
Okay. Yeah, because I know a lot of those are really difficult to get hold of unless you actually import them from a third party, like.
This, I believe, at one point was probably scheduled to be like an e-hobby type exclusive, but since they didn't have partnership like that, they just put it out themselves. And it may have been a Japanese market only that was imported by, like we said, specialty stores like BBTS.
Right.
But I did get it. I do remember, now that I see the box artwork, I was right. I was right, you guys. I knew that those 3. I just can't find the other.
So I'm wondering if that because that Ravage, or not Ravage, but Steel Joe they're showing in that photo does look a lot different than the one that was released then. Because it looks like the weapons are a little different on the back of him. Like they are not like integrated the way
no,
the other one is. They don't.
If I remember correctly, his whole back is the cassette, so it's squared off.
Yeah.
And then you flip up the rockets onto it.
Mm-hmm.
If you could pull up that silhouette again, because I've got a pretty good close-up picture of the one that came in this set. Maybe we can decipher that, and maybe they did redo it. But it's odd that if they did this Night Stalker, they would have had to have done a Steel Jaw.
Well, yeah.
But maybe
that's just it.
Plaster.
Well, no, that's just it. That Night Stalker came out, and we all thought at the time, okay, Night Stalker is out, and they got to be doing a blaster soon to get Steeljaw.
Yeah, more than likely it was in the works. It got pushed.
Yeah,
it was probably due to sales, because I mean,
I'm telling you, cassettes sell.
They do, and I
But
think
it also
it's
depends on when this came out. If it came out right before or during COVID, you almost have to take those years and just put them in their own separate category as far as availability, want, and price, because it screwed everything up. And then with the
yeah,
stimulus and everything, it just messed everything up.
yeah. I'm looking at this. This is clearly a new steel jaw.
That
That's
is
clearly new.
100%
That's
yeah.
100% new.
Cool.
So they did
I
go
like it
to
more.
the drawing board and redo a whole new one and not give us a pulled it out of the vaults or whatever. And to be honest, you never know. Some of these molds over time probably just weren't viable to be
Right.
reused. That does happen. I mean, Houghton's like, oh, it wasn't very long ago they made this, but then all of a sudden they didn't have the mold in order to remake it again. Like within 4 or 5 years, like what the heck happened? You know? So we all know about the stories of molds. That stuff gets crazy. Um,
Well, and it also could have something to do with price point, because the MPG is supposed to be a different price point than the MPs were, um, in terms of pricing and quality and all that. Uh, and it could have had something to do with that, or it could have been that they just didn't have the tooling at the time to do what they wanted to do, so they held off until they got what they felt was right.
right.
It could be anything.
Well, I mean, since they're probably going back to the drawing board, I'm almost wondering if these are going to be the same scale cassette wise as sound waves, since they're going
They've been
back and
pretty
redoing them.
good. They've been pretty good about keeping consistent with all that for crossplay. I would be very disappointed if they changed the diameter of the tape to where it would not be compatible. I didn't say I wouldn't be surprised. I didn't say. I just said I would be disappointed.
Because I mean, that's the thing. I really think when it comes to them creating something new, they need to try to make it work with what's already available out there because they
You
don't.
have to have a
They're really
cohesiveness.
yeah,
You know,
they're really
if you're
missing the
gonna
boat.
yeah, if you're gonna do a masterpiece scale, which is now an MPG,
Mhm.
it still needs to flow with the existing line. But they could look at it as well. MPG is a new line, and it
No,
will
no,
flow with that.
no, they're not. They're not going. It's all going to be brand consistency
I hope so.
because they're not going to make Blasters cassettes out of proportion with Soundwaves cassettes because they want it to be consistent. They want it to look like the show. So you're going to get masterpiece cassettes that are all going to be the right size, the right colors, or very close to the right. Because everyone's going to have issues with, oh, it's not this because of the Sunbow chart, or it's not that because of that episode, whatever the case may be. But they're going to have it all match in scale because they know they won't, if it's slightly out of scale, like this is kind of a flip flop, but when they came out with that, New Age came out with that Megatron that they thought would scale with 86 Optimus,
Mhm.
and it wound up being about an inch too short to effectively scale. I know a lot of people chose not to get it, even though it looked great. It was completely out of scale. It scaled more with Earthrise Optimus than 86 Optimus,
Right.
and they lost sales. Takara is not going to follow a similar example and suddenly change the scaling. They're going to make it in the right size to go with Blaster, and that it also fits with Soundwave cassettes, and it's a size they know they can use the engineering or future releases, either full or partial, depending on who they do. Now, stuff like Slugfest and Overkill, that'll need brand new tooling. Grand Slam and Rain Dance, that'll need new tooling. But they'll be able to redo the Ravage recolor, the Steeljaw recolor. If they wanted to do eject and rewind in different colors, they want to do an enemy. They maybe do a 3-pack with enemy and the 2 Cobalt Sentries
They already did Enemy.
in the masterpiece.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it was one
Yeah,
of the ones I said. It was a 4-pack.
right. But I'm saying do it again for this next batch? Because again, this is stuff that came out 5 to 10 years ago.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying it's going to be brand consistent. So I would not worry about that.
I
I
mean,
agree.
with it being
I
Takara,
agree,
yeah,
but I can
they stick
understand
with
if they
it.
did.
But I don't know. I mean, Takara's really good about trying to stay consistent with stuff. It's not like Hasbro would do it. Hasbro would be like, "Oh, just pull the old mold out and throw it out there." Takara's like, "No, let's redo it." Because that's kind of what it seems like. It's like, that Predaking that did. They made the Predaking look amazing, and the smaller bots kind of suffered a little bit, but it's because they designed it from the Predaking first and then went backward. But I mean, that's how Takara handles things. They handle things completely different than Hasbro does when it comes to designing, it seems. But I really do think this thing is fantastic. Um, it's not really in my wheelhouse to get because I don't really collect Masterpiece, but I'm just happy to see this coming out for the fans that have been wanting a Masterpiece blaster for quite some time, you know. And I'd be kind of curious to see the other colors decide to, paint him, considering Soundwave had several different color schemes they did for him. Kind of curious
Oh,
what they're going to do.
there's twin cast now that Shattered Glass is a thing.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't really a thing they were looking at when that Soundwave first came out. I mean, it existed through the Collectors Club, but it wasn't incorporated into the main line until relatively recently. So you could easily get a Shattered Glass blaster in his German doctor thing, because in the comics, that's the way he talked, was like this, like hair fiend from GoBots kind of thing. So yeah, that's
Funny you should say that.
yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But I mean,
Yep.
I like the idea that he comes with the accessories with the sonic hands and stuff. Which, if you wanted that kind of thing, the only way you could get it really with the newer molds was to get what was it? You had to get ram
Still Jaw
horn.
came. Well,
Steel
they
Jaw
they
came
didn't.
with one, and then ram horn, right?
No, Ramhorn has not been released yet in the.
Master.
No, yeah, he did. He came with the Target pack
The two pack.
with Perceptor and somebody else.
Yeah. Um, Perceptor and Ratbat. That's right. Because I actually reviewed that. It was actually
Yeah,
pretty
I
nice.
remember. I remember XB was asking me, but why is this a Target exclusive? Because he's red. That's the only reason he's a Target exclusive, is because he's red.
Before you know it, Optimus Prime will be straight nothing but Target exclusive, and the
Oh no,
Bumblebee will
they
be straight freaking Walmart exclusive just because
well,
of the colors.
yeah. Well, speaking of that, and
Exclusive.
yeah, exclusives, and the reason I want to bring that up is we're going into convention season. In 2 weeks, there's a little convention called BotCon. I've not heard of it before, so I don't know. I'm being facetious. Everyone knows me and BotCon. The original incarnations. I've not had a chance to go to the new BotCon just because of life. And there's also San Diego, which is geek mecca for many people. And then you have smaller conventions as well. Hasbro will do something with theirs. You've got the Walmart Collector Con. Sorry. Target does one every now and then as well, which is also, cancel con sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But why? And I'm going to use my suggestion for show title. This may not be the show title, but why do we hate to love exclusives?
Rarity.
Rarity, FOMO. I think the main thing is FOMO, because in most cases, this is the only place to get this version of that character. Or, as for example, over the past 5 years, Ocular Max Mastermind Creations released their Valdigus, which is a repaint of their Masterpiece Bruticus, only through TFCon.
Mm-hmm.
So not only do you have the scarcity of a convention only exclusive where things sell out in minutes if you're trying to get them online, because the online quantities are usually very limited, whether they go up early or they come up after the show is over. They're usually very low quantities available. So you have a great deal of FOMO. Then you couple with that, is it a combiner? Yes. It's like with Target getting the new 86 Starscream as a Target exclusive, well, shared with Pulse. Again, the most popular Seeker, one of the most popular Decepticons, is gated behind a Target exclusivity. Now, we've seen exclusives eventually get free release, like Netflix Soundwave eventually was be able to be reused for a more general release, and then the retool into the current 86. So we've seen exclusives, but it takes quite a while for those contractual limits to expire, if they do. Other exclusives, Avio Swerve, it belongs to Chevrolet. That's why you'll never see that toy unless Chevrolet says, we need some cash because we screwed up on this car, and hey, you want to buy the rights to make this for whatever, and then we might see it. So it's FOMO.
What about the Valvoline guy that turned into a little gas can? You
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
remember
them
that
things.
one?
Yeah, I think Brian got one for $10 with free shipping at one point. Um, but I think the exclusives is like it's manufacturers tapping into the FOMO that most collectors have across all these brands, because especially if it's a character we love, or it's a character that's part of a set like Starscream or those combiners, we know we'll pay a lot more. We'll have to pay a lot more on the aftermarket. And many people are like, with what these things run, it's not that important. I can live without it. So I think we love the exclusives because of the uniqueness. The G.I. Joe Classified Cold Slither set, I think, was, a more recent one that everybody was like, okay, that's kind of neat. Um, you've got BotCon coming up, has a metal card bot exclusive that I would like to get. Because I can get it online right now from Korean, because in Korea, it's there's one of the people that has a YouTube channel, Toy Happy 2014, who I blame for getting me hooked on the metal card bot. Um, took a picture. Just it's like Japan with Transformers or Kamen Rider or Super Sentai. Shelf after shelf after shelf. This stuff is nowhere hard to get, but getting it imported into the U.S. is very expensive, especially Korean stuff, because they don't have the box size limitations that Japan does. That's why your Korean boxes are about twice as big as your Japanese boxes. Look at the old Brave stuff if you want a comparison.
Yeah.
So we love exclusives because it gives us stuff that we never thought we would get. But it also adds a completely new level of paranoia, because I've got to be online on this day as soon as it hits if I want to get one, or if I've got a really great, wonderful friend, maybe even on this podcast, for example, that might can get me something I'm looking for. There's that, because we know we will pay if we want it a lot more. Um,
Man, you shouldn't have told me that.
one
Handler's fee.
Yeah, going back about 10 years. This is relevant. This old man rambles, but there was a line back in my day. There was a line called DCUC, DC Universe Classics. It was Mattel first had the DC line and really went all in on a Marvel Legends style series. Great figures. Again, I hate to put for the time, but toy technology has jumped ahead significantly since then. But characters you never thought you would get were in mainline exclusive. There was one wave that was 3-4 Super Friends waves with Apache Chief, Samurai, and Black Lightning. I'm sorry. Samurai, Apache Chief, and Vulcan, Black Vulcan. Super Friends characters in a mainline. But when they had exclusives, you had to go through Matty Collector and Digital River as their partner, which was an absolute nightmare. But they did a set that was the Legion of Superheroes, like 13 figures, massive display case. Technically, it was 14 figures, but the compartment left for Invisible Lad was left empty because it was Invisible Lad, which I thought was brilliant. But again, blue screen of death, waiting with digital counters early in the digital queue technology, not getting in. It was a nightmare. And in some cases, it hasn't gotten any better since, because if you want to order something from Bandai, Solo Chigoken, I was up at 2:50 a.m. one morning. It was at 3 o'clock Japanese time. Well, 3 o'clock our time would have been like 9 or 10 o'clock Japanese time. Is when Solo Chigoken Gal Gaigar went up. It sold out in the span of when it was 2:59, and it flipped over to 3. I hit page refresh, and went from coming soon to sold out, literally in the span of a page refresh. And that's the problem. Is you may be able to find it later, and you may get it for not much more, but so much of this exclusivity is manufactured now to drive that FOMO to get you in. But again, from a business standpoint, it makes sense. But it's exhausting. And I don't see anything changing anytime soon unless they make more quantities available after the fact. But then, I'm sorry I'm talking for so long, but this is something that's been on my mind for a while. BotCon, original BotCon, 2007. Do you know what I'm going to say next? Games of Deception. Okay? Classics was running very high at the time. We had Starscream, Skywarp, and Thundercracker. We had Starscream, Acid Storm. Well, we had several Seekers. We didn't have all the Coneheads. And we were missing... I guess, were we missing Thundercracker from the Classics wave at that time?
I don't think
Yes.
so. Or were we?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So this BotCon set gave us all the main missing Seekers. And half the fandom was ecstatic because they got to complete their Seekers. The other half was absolutely livid because why are you putting the Seekers that we need behind a BotCon set? And I totally understood that at the time, because how are you going to get a retailer to take 3 more versions of the same toy that's already on the shelf? And how many years would it take you to get that? So, yeah, it sucks. But sometimes that's the only way to get a toy, is they can fit it into as an exclusive. But they did redo those exclusives on down the road with different deco, because if they released the exclusives in any decent quantities for the people that couldn't get it, the people that did make the effort, did go to BotCon, did pick up the set, etc., feel slighted because I put in all this extra effort because I wanted these versions of the character when I could have just waited and got them down the road slightly different. But there's so many shades of gray with that. Is it the right... do you want this version? Do you want that version? Or are you concerned about the monetary resale value of this version because these new ones came down? It's a mess. Exclusives are a mess. And I don't see it getting any better without some people being completely pissed off and other people being completely ambivalent because they're tired of it. Sorry, that's been a thorn in that's been a thorn in my side for a very long time because there are no good answers other than producing more. Well, you produce more, it's not really an exclusive now, is it?
Well, I mean, it's kind of like, when people pop on Pulse just to purchase something and all of a sudden it's already sold out. You know, like it's almost announced and almost like sold out immediately. It's an
That's Starscream. Look,
artificial scarcity almost with some exclusives. I personally, back when, do you guys remember when the GDO line hit
yes,
and they were Toys R Us exclusive? I went in and got almost all of them because I had a local Toys R Us that actually carried them all. I heard so many people, having hell trying to find those figures. I was lucky to actually find them at my local Toys R Us at the time when I lived in Florida. But I know a lot of people that were just like jumping through hoops trying to get hold of these things because you could not find them anywhere.
and if you did, you found them. It's like Target and Walmart sometimes. Either you find, well, these were more like you find them once, you'll never see them again.
Hmm.
Other stuff, you'll find them at Target. Okay, I got them. And then the next week, there's 40 on the shelf, like those Marvel Superhero Versus 2 packs. Some places never saw the one with Thanos and Psylocke. Other places had 40 or 50 on the end cap.
Yeah, it's just bad. It's just bad distribution. Um, Especially with when we're talking like exclusives. Well, Walmart has their exclusives, Target has their exclusives, and half the time you can't find them. That or if this Walmart or whatever carried them few, they don't ever get any more in. And like you said, down the road, some other Walmart gets a ton of them. It doesn't make any sense sometimes, even on the distribution side. Um, I've been looking for like the Ninja Turtle crossover with Godzilla. I know that my local Target still has a couple of the Leonardo Godzillas still hanging on the pegs.
Yours is the only one.
I
That's the one
doubt we're going to
I
see the
don't.
Donnie now because of that.
Yeah, I don't. I was at 3 different Targets over the past couple of days while traveling. They all had Mikey and Ralph. There was not a single Leo at any Target anywhere.
And that's the thing. I think this is really kind of hurting things. 'Cause, I mean, like like I said, I was lucky with the GDO stuff. Um, but when it comes to like the San Diego Comic Con exclusive Blaster Gem crossover, I want that, but I know that's gonna be extremely hard for me to get if I don't know anybody that's going to San Diego Comic Con to snag one.
But
Because I don't think
also,
they're not gonna offer those on Pulse. I don't think.
yeah,
Or maybe after San Diego Comic
after
Con they might, but I highly doubt
exactly
we'll even see very many of them on there, honestly.
right. But also something to consider is that we are not we are the final customer to Hasbro, but Hasbro has to sell. If we take the store exclusives, not the convention exclusives, that's a different thing. But we have these store exclusives, these Walmart capsules that they've been doing, and for all the various lines. They sell to Walmart. They don't sell to us. They sell to Walmart with us in mind, as far as cost retail with what they can sell to Walmart to make money, to make the whole thing worthwhile. And it falls on Walmart to fulfill that. Again, I'm just using Walmart as an example because it's the most egregious. And then you order it, and then it gets canceled. It's a perfect example. That patriotic G.I. Joe Duke from G.I. Joe Classified on the retro card in the America 250 Patriot colors. Everybody's pre-order was canceled. Everybody I know, all over Twitter and Blue Sky, everybody's was canceled. They went back up the next day and was sold out. And then people told me on Twitter, mine just got canceled again. Then, 2 weeks later, or less than 2 weeks, boom, they're up on the website. So, they're placing the orders. When these things go up, they should know the quantities they have to sell available. Or if they don't have them in stock, they should have an idea of how many they're going to have. But how many times have we ordered something from Walmart and Target? And I'm sure there's other retailers out there not part of this in our region that would probably have the same thing. But we order it, the order's there, and then it's canceled. And then it shows up online later with no notification, or shows up in the store. There are sidekicks of that Duke showing up in some Walmarts. So if they have the product, why are they canceling everybody's pre-orders? And I'm going to say what I've said for decades because I'm old and I yell at clouds, but it should not be this hard to give people money for toys. And they make it hard because Hasbro is really not at fault other than quantities produced. But that's also not really their fault because it's based on what they can sell. It's on the middle retailer like Walmart, like Target, to fulfill their obligation that if, to me, it's a contract. If you tell me I'm going to have this toy available on this date to ship to you, we have a limit of 2. I order 2. I expect my order to be fulfilled because you are telling me, yes, and I understand things happen, but everyone's gets canceled across the board and they start showing up at stores. We can't, how many of us order this stuff nowadays expecting not to get it? We're just doing it on the off chance it's not canceled. A lot of us on RFC, we're more surprised if our order is actually filled versus is being canceled. What kind of shopping experience is that? When you expect it to be canceled and are surprised when you actually get it. What the hell?
I mean, well, this is my question. When it comes to them doing this, do they take the money out before the order's filled, or do they, like, how
Generally,
does that work sometimes? Because, I mean, do they go ahead and just pull it out of your account and, oh, well, we didn't decide to give it to you, so they refund your money? Like,
well,
I don't see how that's profitable for a company in the first place.
the thing is, I don't have a debit card. I don't like debit cards. I don't use them. I've used the debit card twice in my life. And because I prefer a credit card, even though there's interest, I don't have to worry about keeping up with my checkbook any more than I already have to. But they usually put a hold on it. That's where your problem comes in, is if you order two $25 GI Joes and there's a hold on your account for $50, that's going to mess up your purchasing power as long as that hold's on there. When it's canceled, I believe the hold is released. But how long? That was almost 2 months after order placement and then the cancellation on those Dukes. So did you have a $50 on hold on your debit card, or on the off chance they came in? I don't know.
Yeah. Brett, have you had any issues like this before?
Issues with what?
Ordering something, then it being held like that, and then returned much later?
No.
Let's see.
No.
I mean, I don't order much online either. Like, every time I did my stuff through BBTS, and I made sure it was an in-stock item. I didn't really ever do, like, the pre-order stuff. But, I mean, I understand the FOMO behind it. I get that. But there's times I'm just like, I'll just sit back and wait. Because before, I used to do stuff for, like, toy reviews, right? Trying to get, out there before everybody else. It was a race, it used to be. It's a joke now. And to me, it's just like, purchasing something should be for the pleasure of owning it and enjoying the toy, versus just buying it to pre-order to get it first as a toy review and then ejecting it later because you really didn't care about the toy in the first place. But now, like Don was saying, and I'm sure you would agree, like, how hard it is sometimes to acquire the toy in the first place because the distribution is so garbage. I really think that is the biggest issue that's going on with exclusivity or
Yeah, but whose fault is that?
I mean, honestly, I don't know who you point the finger at on that because it's like you
Who
have
bought it?
well, the person that bought it, yeah, I
No,
can
no,
see
no, no.
that.
Who who buys from Hasbro? Not
Fans,
you.
no, not
It's not me.
no, it's distribution. Whatever,
But
whatever
then
toy store
there's
it
your
is.
problem. There's your problem. If let's just get rid of FOMO. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just talk about distribution. Why an item that they've made thousands of, people are paying twice the amount where other people, like where you were at, they're lining the shelves. Distribution.
Mm-hmm.
Target, Walmart, distribution. That's where the problem is. Okay. And as far as what makes something desirable or not desirable, do we have any say in that? Yeah. But are we the consumers of Hasbro and Takara? No. The distribution agencies are. That's who makes the contracts. Otherwise, if they didn't make the contracts, you wouldn't see $8 Marvel Legends at Ross or whatever
Mm-hmm.
because they have a buyback in the contract. It's not a contract with us, it's with the distribution.
Right.
So if the distribution is screwed up, it's going to offset supply and demand on each item. Now they think about these in advance. Um, Optimus Prime and Bumblebee, they're big sellers, so we put that in every way, even though you and I are sick of it. Um, go back a few years, female characters. Oh, boys aren't going to want that, so we're going to limit distribution on that. What's that do? That hyperinflates the price of those who do want it because there's less in supply. It's all supply and demand marketing, and a lot of that has to do with distribution. Now, we're not talking about distribution, we're talking about exclusives.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? If you were to ask me what I thought about exclusives, I would say I love them. Well, why would you say that? Well, if I wanted it, I got it. If I didn't, I would work out a way to get it or I would do without it. It wouldn't upset me that someone took the time to do whatever it was to obtain that and I chose not to. But that's how I look at it. Conversely, if I was buying it secondhand, I wouldn't be upset I had to pay more because that person took in the time and effort where I didn't. As long as it's transparent, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm not going to name names. I'm not even going to say things. I'm just going to say if you have 1,000 of something and you're going to have it for one day and you sell out and I didn't get it, that's on me. If you say you have 1,000 and you sell out in one day, but then the next day you do another 500, that's not transparency.
No.
Do you see
It's,
what I'm saying?
it's borderline bait and switch.
Mm-hmm.
And it happens. It happens a lot more than you think. So,
It kind of makes me
getting back to
wonder.
exclusives, what I'm saying with exclusives are, I think they have their place. There are a lot of times, just let's just go back to games of deception. We never would have gotten those specific seekers if OddCon hadn't gotten those. It was only because of the outlash that they were so limited that Hasbro went back and made the other ones and then said, oh, we could make different ones. And that's where that came from. Hasbro looked at the outlash from the community based upon the fact that BotCon procured these items that would never have been done, and people got upset over it. So then you're like, okay, BotCon did what they were supposed to do. They supplied items that wouldn't have been made, but in this case, it caused a backlash so bad that Hasbro didn't want to just re-release them, so they changed them.
Brian Savage, he went on record saying he had no idea Hasbro was even doing this because his contract was for those decos on those figures. He had, I mean, he went online and specifically said, we didn't know they were doing this, but because they were told their figures will never be reproduced at mass retail.
Correct.
And they weren't. Those exact figures were not.
You're right. So is it a bait and switch? Was it a bait and switch by Hasbro? Borderline.
Yeah,
but
yeah. It was.
They are different.
It was understandably shady, is what I'm going to go with.
Right.
Like I said, when I was talking about it, that's one of the things I was thinking of, but there was another. To which, if you have an exclusive, you need to be transparent. Now, if your transparency doesn't come true because you were fed false information, that's not on you.
Yeah.
But ultimately, as a collector, you don't want that. If this is what you're supposed to get, it's never going to be done again, and this is how many are made, that's what you expect. And then you pay accordingly. Well, why would I pay, $50 for a $20 figure? Well, they only did this many. They only did it for this long, and they're not going to do it again. Then you understand the desire, the need for it costing more. Now, I'm not saying that companies don't inflate that and take advantage of it. Of course they do. It's marketing. But ultimately, as a consumer, you're the one that says it's worth this or it's not. So I'll go back to what I said before with exclusives. Do I hate them? No.
It's hard to make. But it's hard to make that decision based on so many things not being known. Other than it's going to be an exclusive. Yes. Will it be available after the show? Yes or no. Can someone help me get it? Yes or no. Am I going to have to go to eBay and pay an inflated price afterwards? Yes or no. So you can decide you want it, but the avenue to get it will fluctuate hugely because of the item, the scarcity, the character, the show. So it's exhausting to try to fit. You can't figure this stuff out. It's like you're standing in a whirlwind full of options, and it's all these exclusives are just swirling around you in whirlwind. You can't grab nothing because you don't know where it's going to land. It's like you're living in a giant claw machine and you can't grab what you want because you don't know where it's going to land.
I see what you're saying, but I don't agree with that analogy 100% because you can grab it. It's your determination. It's your determination based upon your wallet.
Right, but that's just it. You can't. You can grab it, but you're going to wonder: am I paying too much? Will I be able to get it cheaper later, or something? But again, with the exclusivity, you don't know what's going to happen. But Hasbro's not going to change their exclusives to retailers because they've already made their money. Once Walmart buys a capsule of toys, Hasbro's made their money. They could probably suggest, like, hey, we're doing a big promotional push. You may want to put this out. They can suggest on what to do, but it's ultimately up to Walmart to actually fulfill the orders.
Sure. And then that's when the buyback comes into play. It's their backdoor safety.
It's just the whole thing with exclusives is exhausting. It's fun to see them. It's fun to imagine you being able to get these harder to find pieces. But again, it's like with these Combaticons. If it hadn't been for Trickster, Diecast, I think Matt helped me grab one of these, Melvar, from the show. If it hadn't been for them helping me, this is why I was hesitant even because I was at the second show, and they had the Vortex and the Swindle. So I thought I'm going to try to complete this Vault set. And for the most part, I got very lucky. Thanks to them, I was able to get all the pieces. But the average person, I mean, it's overwhelming. It's exhausting. Frustrating, but we still love it because it gives us stuff that we don't we don't think we would normally get, like that Cold Slither set from the GI Joe Classified. Is it funky? Yeah. The gem one, that unexpected, no idea on that one. Uh, the similar Optimus Prime set, no desire for it. Do not care. The cereal box one, have absolutely no care for that. But I know people that don't want the gym one. They want that one for the funky little super deformed jazz.
Hmm. And some people just want the cereal box and they don't care about the toys inside of it either. That's also a thing. Like I personally, I would just love to have the cereal box because I think the cereal box is funny.
It's like that
Like I could print
Triptychon.
that off.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
It's like that Triptychon when they did the cereal box poster for that Triptychon
Mhm.
where he's eating the Titan Masters and stuff. I know people that wanted just that. I mean, heck, when Super 7 came out with those stripped down Megatron, Optimus, and Soundwave in the FHE style video cassette boxes,
Mhm.
I just wanted the boxes. I didn't care about the figure.
What was the name of that one exclusive set? And it's a set I'm still thinking about getting. The one where they're all made like as band members or something, part of a rock band. Um,
The GI Joe set?
no, they were Transformers. Something of Cybertron.
Oh, Sons of Cybertron.
I, well, I mean, there were like I want to say there's 3 or 4 of them, but they came in like a box that looked like a what a band would bring in order to undo their equipment and stuff like that. And it came with like guitars and stuff. They had soft
Oh
goods
yeah,
on
yeah,
them.
yeah.
I can't remember the name of them, but that's a set I personally would love to get a hold of. And I don't know, was that a San Diego Comic Con thing? Or was it a BotCon thing? Because I can't remember offhand.
Wasn't Bakon.
I think they were called the Lords of Cybertron or something. It was something crazy like that. But there's like a rock band, and I'm like, I would love to just have that set because that set's amazing. So I thought it was cool.
Wasn't the Lincoln Park, was it?
No, that's the Soundwave they
Soundwave,
released,
yeah.
which would also be a nice one to find. Which has gone up
And the one you're talking about had what in it?
I want to say, I'm trying to remember who was in it. I think it was a Megatron. There was a Soundwave.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh god.
There was. I know they had a Optimus in it, but I can't remember who else. But
Jazz,
they're
I
all
think.
dressed up like freaking like rock stars, and they had like guitars or keytars or whatever. And I can't remember the name of the set, but that's an exclusive set I would love to get my hands on because I just think like just the way everything's presented too, with just the box being a freaking rock band kind of box. I just thought it was cool. I think that's the only other time they've ever really done anything that's like kind of rock star other than this gem thing. To me, I mean, I guess you guys can consider Shattered Glass Soundwave as being kind of a rock star because he's got the band, the headband. But I mean, I don't know.
I have no idea why I'm having a hard time finding this.
Oh, the Knights of
That's-
Unicron set. Mike Boyle just
Okay,
said that.
all
That's it,
right.
not Knights.
Yeah.
Knights of Unicron.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in 2014. So yeah, that set to me is gold. I would love to get my hands on that set if I ever could, because I just think it's cool. Like what would be one set? Like I'm talking about, like I love the Rock Band set. What is one of your guys' favorite exclusive? Doesn't matter if it was BotCon. It could be a Walmart exclusive, whatever it was. What's the one that you really still enjoy to this day that you would really like, or one that you've never gotten hold of that you would like to get?
Douglas, you go ahead. I'm thinking.
Do I need to cue the Jeopardy music?
Well, my thing has always been, for me, and it's not because it's BotCon, but it is BotCon. I've always liked the custom class figures, and it's not because of how rare they were, but it was also the experience that I had. So it's kind of hard for me to separate that because it was the
Yeah.
experience and doing it, and it was actually the Primal Prime. And the reason is my youngest son was at the class with me, and I helped him, and we both did ours together. But that has emotional baggage to it, so you kind of can't count that. Then I'll go back to and it wasn't a great figure. People are going to hate me, but it was the BotCon RC, and it's because it was my first. So, and it was neat because it was random if you've got one with the voice or without, and the one I got had the voice chip in the box.
Yeah, that was the attendee exclusive.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's it was my first, and that's why I like it. Now, was it the neatest one? No, but it was my first.
Don, did you figure one out yet?
I'm going to say, again, because of the experience tied to it, there's a couple of BotCon sets that make me very happy. Games of Deception is not one of them. I love the set for the pieces, but it's not my favorites. Dawn's of Future Past, one of the best sets they did. The G2 set, the G2 Redux set, super strong set for me. I admire the 2005 set on how fast they got that set together and how cohesive it actually is. It's not one of my favorites, but I applaud them for them putting that kind of effort in 6 months between when they got the license and BotCon to get those figures. And there are some very good figures in that set. It's not my favorite, but I appreciate it for what it represents on their commitment at the beginning of the line. And again, not my favorite, but I respect the Megatron's Most Wanted. I don't think a lot of people like that set, but that they finally got that Silas version of Breakdown in the U.S. that they weren't able to do with the import of that figure for the longest time. Again, it's a very ambitious set with a very weird premise on a Megatron at the end of his life and his career as a, just trying to eke out his days without being noticed. Again, mostly it's the BotCon sets that mean a lot. There's some store exclusives here and there that mean a lot. Probably one of the greatest exclusives would be Sam's Club Yellow Optimus Prime, just because it's that RID Prime. That's the Ultra Magnus. I'm sorry, I don't even have that Ultra Magnus because it's not that different from the regular Magnus, and
Correct.
combined with that Optimus looks absolutely atrocious because, as everyone knows, two different division Hasbro's were doing Sam's Club exclusives, didn't know it, and that was the reason they don't match.
Well, the neat thing about that one, and you got to give them credit, is the Prime was so different, so different than just like a simple repaint. It was way different, and it looked crazy, but it looked good.
Yeah.
And so then you have that. Well, I wasn't going to get it because it's Sam's and this, that, and the other. And it's just a repaint. And then you saw it and you went, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
It's not.
And the weird thing is, the only thing I don't like is that red metallic chest. That's the only thing I don't really care. But that's a very minor thing compared to how awesome that piece is.
Yeah, the set that I was talking about, Don found it on eBay, and I've decided to set it in my watch list because I'm probably gonna end up getting it. But it is
Oh, you might
that
be
Knights of Juniper on.
acquiring this piece. Is that what you're saying?
This may be a piece I might end up purchasing
Hey,
next month.
hey, Don.
Yeah.
Do you know what a good accompanying piece is to the Sam's RID Prime and the Ultra Magnus?
Mm, the Armada Overload 2-pack and the safety hazard color.
I think that the Ultra Magnus colors, it looks even better.
Oh.
Because the blue over the cannon shoulders kind of matches the legs and kind of brings it together.
No,
And
despite
I always thought that I had that at one point, and that's how I displayed it, and I loved it. And you're talking about, out of the three, the Ultra Magnus is the RID Ultra Magnus is the easiest one to get. The Prime is hard, but the Ultra Magnus colored, I think it was Universe. It's extremely hard to find.
Mm.
But you put them together, it actually looks good.
Yeah. For all the problems the HasLab RID Optimus had, I would like to see them re-release that in the yellow, just as a standalone figure. I doubt they would redo the Ultra Magnus. I doubt they'd redo the whole set. But redoing just the Optimus in that yellow, I think, would be a very big seller for them.
It would, but it would be neat. An accompanying piece is the Overlord. I'm sorry, Overload to go with
Overload, yeah.
Yeah, because it is an accompanying piece that does work with the set, and you could do it in whichever color you wanted, and I think it would sell, just because how well the RID did sell. Which I think at one point wasn't it the best selling Hasbro Pulse that they had? I think it outsold everything they've done since.
As far as I know, it was, yeah.
I haven't heard the totals from Leo Kaiser, but I did hear that Leo Kaiser was accepted quite well. But then everyone I've talked to, they were more apprehensive about buying more than one, which kind of pushed it back because I was like, like Death Saurus, people bought a lot of, and then Leo Kaiser, I heard, man, I wish I would have bought another one, or wish I would have bought one when I should have, and blah, blah, blah. So I don't know if it's sold as well. But the RID, it was because it was the first they did in that line. Everyone wanted it. They sold a lot. And you don't see a lot of them for sale because the people that wanted them got them, not letting them go. But I think it is still the highest amount, product pieces that they've done to date. So why not do an accompanying piece to it? Just saying, marketing.
So we were joined by a random sideburn. Seems to be chewing on something right now. He's muted.
Yeah, I'm a little snacky. I was at dinner. I had a birthday dinner with the family. Couldn't skip it because it was my birthday dinner. But
happy birthday.
Thank you. Yeah, sometimes people decide to have the deepest conversations right when you're trying to leave. And I was like, come on, let's get out of here, guys. So yeah, but had a good dinner at my brother's house. Played with my niece and nephew. Had fun. It was good times. But yeah. So another late week coming in, but here I am.
It's all good.
Talking exclusives, I hear.
Yes. Well, we were talking about the love-hate stuff dealing with this. The current question on the table right now was your favorite exclusive. It doesn't matter if it was a BotCon. It doesn't matter if it was a store exclusive or any of those. What is your favorite exclusive?
Oh man, um, there's just so many Beast Wars stuff to choose from. It's like choosing, which child you like best. Um, I mean, there's something that sticks out really in my mind outside of like the Dawn of the Future's Past stuff, which I don't have any of it, but they're undoubtedly really. It's a really cool set. Just doing all those Beast Wars characters with the Cybertron molds. I mean, I think I would go back to something like the Beast Machines Dinobots, something like T-Rex, or something like Cryotech. Those, I think they were all Walmart exclusives. Those were, I kind of really love that era of repaints and stuff like that. Like my favorite Beast Wars shelves is all the repaints. More so than even the characters that represent the sort of show characters and all that is all the Fox Kids repaints and the Walmart repaints and all that
I
stuff.
thought the Cryotech was a Target.
Was it?
Yeah.
I knew it was a store exclusive. I couldn't remember which store it was.
And the Fox
That was
Kids,
good.
the Fox Kids, I thought they were produced or distributed.
I don't know if they're.
They were just
I-
short.
Yeah, I don't know if they're exclusives. I'm just kind of talking about the repaints.
I
I
think a lot
know
of
the
those ended
Walmart
up in
like
KB.
cat rare.
I thought.
I got most of it. Well,
Anything Toys R Us ends up in KB, so that's distribution downstream.
yeah, no,
But
those
I
might not
think
have been
that-
exclusives.
that-
But
Yeah, I think that they were more mass release, but
yeah,
how about limited release as opposed to exclusives? But still, I see what you're saying.
yeah. And so that era of repaints is kind of my favorite. So when you throw in sort of like store exclusives like those, those are I really kind of love those. The Beast Machines Dinobots. As a kid, the only one I ever had was the repaint of Pterosaur. But I've since then I have all of them, and that was the first way of getting most of those. The Beast Wars second Dinobot molds in the States was that line. But yeah, T-Rex has always been a really cool repaint. Cryotech was always a really cool repaint. So those sort of store exclusives around that time, and there's probably a bunch of them from Universe. I can't even remember which ones are exclusives to, but there's a lot of really cool Universe stuff. Yeah, so this probably kind of where I fall on, what ranks high as an exclusive for me. There's a lot of cool stuff in like BotCon. I mean, BotCon did a lot of cool exclusive stuff. I mean, I don't have. I would really love to have that RC for the Black Arachnium mold and stuff like that. Onyx Primal. I don't have that. I need to get that. Fractal and Pat Rat. There's a lot of stuff. We are live, Transformatics. We are currently sitting at 9:12 p.m. Eastern Time, talking into our microphones at you. So yeah, we're live, no pre-record. This isn't a premiere. This is a live broadcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are
And
not
if you're-
Memorex.
Yeah, if you're new, welcome. Pleased to meet you. Hope you have fun listening to us ramble about toys. But welcome. Hope you stick around.
Yeah, this
but
is
yeah.
an AI. I only do AI stuff with just to mess around, but this is never AI. This is always
No, I don't. I know. I think he was wondering if it was.
I
Like
don't even know how to do that stuff.
Yeah,
Because
no.
pre-recorded premieres show as live when you premiere them
Mhm.
and schedule them. So he was just asking if it was a premiere, if it was a actual live
Yeah,
podcast.
scheduling means that we thought about this in advance.
Yeah, we come up with
No.
the topics about if we're lucky the day before. So, this
You guys knew the day before?
Okay, I got you.
well,
See, thank
welcome
you
to the
to
live at least.
Transformer
Yeah,
Maniacs.
you catch it.
I didn't realize you were still a subber from years back. Awesome, thank you, dude. I really appreciate it.
No,
Yeah.
we're live because if I was AI, Brian would have done replace me on Radio Free Cybertron a long time ago, just to avoid the puns.
Yeah,
I was
I mean,
going to say, if
you
we were
don't-
AI, we would look prettier.
If you don't know the history, the four of us used to podcast together a long time ago. So we started up this podcast again to sort of, bring some of the band back together. We always enjoyed talking with each other and stuff like that. And they reached out to me last year, like, "Hey, do you wanna start podcasting again?" And I was like, "Hey, yeah."
Mhm.
So we've been doing this for a little while now, as you can see, episode 62. So
Yep.
Are we
kicking
at
the
62
can.
already?
Oh
we're
yeah,
at 62
we're
already.
tearing it up.
Wow.
Man.
Wow.
Tearing
Well,
it
the
up.
reason I'm asking is because in about 6 weeks, Radio Free Cybertron will be on episode 1000.
Jeez, man. That's a lot of episodes.
They've been doing it since when? What year did they start?
1999.
That's what I'm saying. I can't keep.
We're
I
gonna
can't
catch up.
compete with time. Time is our enemy here. Unless we do 2 or 3 times a week.
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean time is our enemy? I mean,
Well, I mean,
Time
You're
is
the
the fire in
second
which we
youngest.
burn.
you're the
Look.
second youngest in the cast.
Jason,
no, I
we
can keep
just
it going.
need to. Jason, we just need to work on our own particle collider, and we can create a black hole that will, that will slow time and give us more time.
Did
to
you
sort
not
of
watch
catch
that
up.
episode of SG1 where they dialed into a planet orbiting a black hole? Did you not see how that ended? No. Black hole technology is not something we are ready for.
No.
I just want the fountain of middle age. Okay.
That would be nice.
Hey, look,
I'm okay
in
with
the
middle age.
event,
At this
in
point,
the
I'll take
event horizon, time and space, they might reverse. You might be completely unlimited in
Yeah.
time. You're just
fountain-
kind of stuck in space.
Yeah. The fount of middle age was found by Ponce de Leon's brother Bill.
Hey, Bill, if you're listening, chat with me later.
We
Yeah,
may
so
have a moolah to fix this problem.
when we
Get
come
it.
back to,
I'll get it.
We're
I
toy
need time.
collectors. We have no money.
That is
I need
true.
time.
How about love and tenderness?
Yeah, I know, right?
Well, I kind of got that.
T-Bob
That's,
and Maximilian will battle. That's what Transformer Maniacs said. And by the way, Don, apparently he gave you an exclusive Dark of the Moon RC.
Well, a custom
A
RC.
custom
he
one,
said.
apparently.
Oh
Dark
yeah. I remember. It's on my shelf right over there. I haven't got my RC shelf reassembled because I'm working with all this. I saw the lights off so you can't see it. But yeah, it's sitting right over there, ready to go back on the shelf, and I super appreciate that.
Yeah, I also gave him a custom RC made from a G1 Chrome Dome mold for the napkin drawing, that exclusive napkin drawing that never existed. I said,
And I'm gonna. My plan someday is to learn woodworking so I can make the prototype.
Well,
we
if
need to
plastic
send him a
costs cheap-
wooden prototype of it.
Yeah, could someone out there who whittles, works wood, let's make him a custom prototype RC.
well, if
So, wait a
plastic
minute.
if
Here-
plastic costs keep going up, that'll be what they're doing next.
It is a renewable.
Here's something to
resource.
think about, and it's funny because we got old members popping in and all this that and the other. When Don was talking about something, he hit on something that is actually called collective marketing.
Mhm.
And if you're not familiar with that, it's basically you scratch my back, I scratch yours. And a lot of these exclusives that we're talking about, sometimes you get them because networking, guys, know people,
Yep.
get friends. Don't make enemies, make friends. The more you have, the better chance you have that someone's going to be at the right place at the right time. Because when we talk about exclusives, ultimately, everyone can break it down to the right place at the right time. You could say, and being able to afford it, but still, right place, right time. And the more feelers you have out there, the more people that are helping you, the better chance you have. And I think even with us doing the podcast, and I know we're only at 62, but it will continue to grow. It's about pushing out the information, pushing out our ideas that maybe people don't know or haven't thought about. I mean, the stuff we do is we're not revolutionary, but it might just be something that you didn't think about. And it will help you bridge this gap with the I hate exclusives or I love exclusives. And you might be like, well, I got more people out there. The hate side kind of leans more towards the dark side kind of goes towards the light.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll make it more bearable. The more people you have working for you and helping you, and of course it's reciprocated helping them, the easier it's going to be. I mean, Don, how many exclusives or toys did you get because you knew someone? I'm betting more than one. I know a lot of the stuff I get is
Yeah, I would
people I
say
know.
that. There was one case in which 1997, you were mentioning, Sideburn, about the Fractal Pack Rat 2-pack.
Mhm.
That's one of my favorite exclusives because that is the one BotCon I could not go to because I lost my job a month before. And I just could not go to that show. And John and Carl Hartman, who I think to this day are I would rate John and Carl and Ben Yee probably the three, and I'm not, well, okay, I'm going to do four people. Okay. Chris McFeely, well, I'll do five. Okay, that's it. Chris McFeely, Walkie, Ben Yee, John, and Carl Hartman. Those five are probably, if we were going to call the pillars of the Transformers fandom, I would probably put them as like they were the stewards kind of our fandom. And John and Carl for 97 was nice enough to save me a Fractal and Pack Rat set. And I think whatever the other exclusive was that year, I can't remember too many shows, and actually saved it
Vice
for
grip.
me. Vice Grip, yeah, thank you, and actually saved it for me. And that Fractal and Pack Rat set is among my favorite because of what they did for me.
You're saying all this, and you're not even including the guy that's going to try and help you this year. But no, I
I
get
know,
it.
I know, I know.
I get it.
No.
I
I'm
look at
saying,
it. I look at
I'm,
them as the the Godfathers.
yeah. I mean, that's what I mean. They are without a doubt some of the nicest people in any fandom I've ever met, and I think our fandom would be woefully different without those five people. And I think McFeely should be given special credit for doing his basic series on getting people into the fandom by way of, hey, you've heard about these people. This is who they are.
You
You
know,
know?
I'll even go one step further. Um, I think the Hartmans paved the way for the way that exclusives and conventions and get-togethers have been done since then. It doesn't mean they're revolutionary. It doesn't mean that someone wouldn't have done it after them. That might have been, but they started it when they did, and where we're at because of that.
Right.
So they're kind of like they're the ground floor basis of what everyone else is building upon.
There
Uh,
are they're not there's not 13 of them, but they are the 13.
they're the groundwork. They laid the groundwork to what every other convention and I mean I'll even go so far as to say other GI Joe, He Man, somewhat Star Wars. They built that upon themselves. Now, granted, like the big ones like Star Wars and everything had other bigger venues. You had Star Wars, you had comics and everything, comic conventions and everything. They had the funding, they had the what to do it. But if you look at like San Diego Comic Con, if you look at New York Comic Con, but then you look at like BotCon, Joe Fest, other venues, they're done a little differently. And the Hartmans started the differently category and pushed it to where it is. And that's why you have as many as you do. It's not, there's like 2 or 3 conventions a year. There are conventions happening every weekend, all year long. That was built upon an idea.
Mhm.
And I think hats need to go off to them for that. Absolutely.
Well, guys, I'm going to bring this up, and I apologize about bringing this up, but it's almost 9:30
Mhm.
Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah. That's
Uh,
right.
Can we bring up the Galvatron in the room?
Yeah. The Galvatron.
I
The-
thought it would be a
the-
good topic for our
the-
youngin' here.
The really, really weird tank mode Galvatron. The one that I think, Sideburn would probably have a lot to say about this. Considering, it's Beast Wars 2.
Mm,
So it's a
Yes.
masterpiece. This is
The
interesting.
drill.
are they calling it masterpiece? I thought it was.
Well,
No, I think it's just new legends, but I mean, it might as well be a masterpiece.
I do not believe it's a masterpiece scale or price
Yeah,
scale.
I think it's.
But
supposed to
it
be
was a
like-
release I thought that you would definitely like.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm hyped about this. I mean, I think it looks great. The kibble is, I mean, the kibble is the kibble. That's the character. The character is kibble. But if I hated kibble to a degree that it made me not like a figure, I wouldn't be a Beast Wars fan. So
That's true.
yeah, I'm pretty hyped about this. To be honest, I never thought it was going to happen. I never thought it was going to happen at this scale. Like it is pretty. It's pretty damn big. I mean, it's got to be about the same height as Magmatron, right? I mean, it's basically a commander class figure.
From what I saw, yeah, it should be about that size. My only worry is don't use gold plastic.
Oh yeah, I really yeah.
That's it. That's the only thing I gotta say. Don't do that.
I've never had does the original Galvatron have a lot of issues? I've never really heard about issues of
So
like
the barrel is gold plastic.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
if it was
I
plastic
just
or
never
pushed
have-
back metal.
I've never really
No.
heard of it breaking. No, it's gold plastic.
And
I
it
never
will
heard
break.
of anyone's breaking. Mine's still pretty good, but to be honest with you, I don't transform it. It's
Why don't you go transform it and we'll try it. We'll find out.
I'm definitely not gonna. I've never really opened it up or anything like that because I think it splits in half, right?
I just thought that maybe by that time they'd figured it out, and when I got it, it was fine. But then Randy, and I was like, ooh.
Randy.
Randy is special because Randy is shinier. It's definitely I think shinier than
I-
Yeah,
I'm just telling you,
And for those who
it
don't,
will break.
and spring loaded.
yeah.
But,
For anyone who's confused, Randy is the Japanese name for the Beast Wars flip changer Razorback, who is the
Yeah,
Warthog.
he's gold.
Razor Beast.
Razor Beast.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Razor Beast.
Razor Beast. He is in a very unfortunate state of gold.
And he is very unfortunately spring loaded.
Mhm.
He's a grenade. He is a grenade.
Let me just tell you, having had many of these throughout the year, yes, that is a GPS issue for Galvatron.
I know
Yes, it
his feet are molded in the same gold for the dragon, and I know that they get kind of stiff in where they are. But yeah, I wasn't sure how much of a problem with. I mean, in reality, all plastics kind of become a problem over time. But yeah, I wasn't sure how much of a problem.
I don't remember the feet being an issue, but that may just be because I didn't come across that. But yes, there are two panels that cover the,
Yeah, the
we'll
drill.
call it the drill, whatever you want to call it, and they are prone to breakage.
Well, I guess you do have to split them to turn them into dragon mode.
Correct, because then there's pins that
yeah.
connect the left and the right together.
Yeah, I imagine those would definitely at this point be
But
breaking.
then there were the hinge
No,
pieces
no.
that go across and they connect to a non-GPS, which means you have tension there, and that's usually where I see them break.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they. I would say hopefully they go a little more like anime colors with it, and so it's just like a straight yellow instead of.
I mean,
gold.
honestly, I would rather see like any other color and just gold chrome on it, because then you don't have the issues of the plastic, but you might have the issues of the gold flake, which I'm hoping.
Oh,
I say
just
that,
realized earlier.
had issues with the chrome also, so I don't know. Heck with it.
Well,
Whatever.
I do have a question then. Considering we've had batches of plastic done in gold in the recent years, has anybody ever had any issues with their G2 Combiner Wars slingshot? Has that ever crumbled on them? Because if that's the case,
I had
then
mine
maybe,
break.
yeah, I haven't ever heard of it breaking either. So
Well, remember,
maybe
it's
they
the
might have
process.
fixed some of it.
It's the process. It's what they did in the '90s with the combining of two different color plastics that made the swirl.
Right.
Whereas if you make the color in the plastic and inject it, it's not too. It's. I mean, I'm sure there's someone who is versed in chemicals can figure it out why, but I think they've done pretty good.
Yeah, because like I said, the gold plastic version of Slingshot from Combiner Wars, from everybody I've heard, haven't had any issues. So I'm thinking
Excuse
they made
me.
a,
What?
they haven't had any issues with that one. The gold plastic.
Oh, the
one,
Combiner Wars.
Combiner Wars one. That's
Oh,
the one I'm
I
referring
thought you were talking about
to.
G2. I was like, are you serious?
No. Come on, I'm the G2 guy. I know this.
I misunderstood. I was
I'm
like,
saying
what?
with the new one that they did for Combiner Wars being completely made of gold, because that's what he is, I'm hoping that they're pretty much figured it out of how to fix that gold plastic issue, because it seems like
I don't
anything
know. I
that's
mean,
had that,
I don't know. It only
really
took them
hasn't
30
any
years.
issues. But yeah, I mean, you never know. I mean, especially with the way.
given that they made the same mistake with with the purple on Masterpiece Megatron.
Yeah. But I mean,
I think that was a tolerance issue.
Was it? I mean, mine is. That piece is very much a very metallic swirled piece of plastic. So
It could be.
can't-
I mean, I haven't looked into it too much, but I think it was more of the thickness of the plastic and the tolerance.
But mine just broke on the shelf. Like mine didn't even break while transforming.
I mean,
I pulled it down off the shelf to move, and I looked at it, and I'm like, oh, it broke while it was sitting on the shelf.
wow.
yeah. I mean, it could be. I don't know. The newer stuff I haven't really dove too much into.
It definitely doesn't seem like it happens.
If it's the same problem that they didn't address, then of course it's going to happen.
But it does seem like breakage a lot more recently has been more akin to tolerance issues, like pegs being, fitting in
Correct.
ports that are way too tight and stuff like that. But
Right.
Well, my thing
Well,
is,
and then,
like
you
yellowing
have
and
degradation of plastic. Well, you had the newer Scourge, where one side of it, or Cyclonus, where one leg would be like brown, yellowish brown or whatever, and then would be fine.
It's batch.
yeah,
Based,
stuff
it
turning
seems.
green and yellow is
And
today's.
Jason is right. It's batch by batch. They could be different.
Yeah.
It could be by temperature. It could be by whether you store it.
I mean, it could
None
be just
of
the way
this
they
stuff
made
was
the
made
batch.
to last 100 years. It's not going to.
Yeah. I mean, because I have heard of some people having zero issues with blue plastic, like they're like having a Power Master Prime from way back in the original one, and not having any issues whatsoever transforming it at all. And then I've heard of some people just straight up having nightmares of stuff breaking on it left and right. So it is a batch based thing. We knowing that a lot of us high end collectors and this Galvatron's obviously geared toward more of the high end collector, the one that's in the now, because not a lot of kids know about Beast Wars 2 unless they're like Sideburn, they've really been into it. This is geared more toward him. He's going to know about gold plastic syndrome and stuff like that more than just anybody. Now, do we know, is this just a Takara release?
So far, it's just into the new Legends line. I mean, to call anything just a Takara release is kind of nebulous at this point because it will get a release on Hasbro Pulse and on Big Bad Toy Store and stuff like that, and it'll come in the slipcase. We can expect that. But yeah, this is on completely on Takara's side.
For now.
Which makes sense. I mean, it's kind of like the same. The reason why Gigastorm didn't happen until just recently is, we wrote out those years of brand unity across Takara and Hasbro.
Yeah,
I think we're kind of coming out of that era of sludge, to be honest. If we're being truthful, because Takara used to do amazing stuff that Hasbro didn't really play a big part in.
which I'm
The only benefit now is that when they do it, it releases on Hasbro Pulse, and it has a distribute. It's distributed in the States through official distribution channels, where in the past it wasn't. So, that's kind of the benefit of where we are now. But
so in this picture here showing the size comparison, do you have that that Leo Convoy, the one that's the green and white? Do you
that one's out yet. I think that one's still on pre-order.
Is that the Masterpiece one?
No,
that's it's a repaint of the one that they did with the anime face. It's just the green. It's the green lion form of it, which is the.
Well, that's
in
like
in the show.
5 or 6 inches.
Yeah, it's like a Voyager class.
So you're looking at about 10 to 12. Yeah, probably 10.
Yeah. It's on the range of maybe a small commander class, a very large leader class.
I was gonna say, do they still use leader class? Because I was gonna say leader class.
Yeah, leader
Their
class.
classifications keep screwing me up. Sorry.
Leader class is still a thing, but I mean, leader class would be like the Beast Wars Megatron, and that's definitely not as tall next to that Lyle Convoy as he is. Though. I mean that's a big figure right there.
So I
I think it's tipping
not
towards
line up
commander
with a
class.
Masterpiece.
No.
Because I would think that the Galvatron was bigger than the Beast Wars Megatron. The Beast Wars Megatron is bigger than 10 to 12 inches.
No. This is scaled. This is definitely scaled to your chug stuff, your classic scaled line. So this will scale with that with the Kingdom Lyle Convoy, that mold. And which that mold is basically like if you own a Lyle Convoy, they're all the same, but just different scales. But yeah, it's scaled with the classic stuff, classics line.
I personally think the molding looks really, really good. It's got. I think it has like all the detail that he actually has. Like I don't see anything on it that doesn't look right. He does look really, really cool. Don, what do you think of this thing? His camera.
Sorry, I think
That's okay.
Something just popped up. I don't know. I have that Galvatron, and I think it's super interesting. But with the way this T-Spark line, this MPG line, with the way the prices have been, it's like I'm considering not getting Ratchet and Ironhide. I don't. I want to continue the line, and I don't want to continue the line because it's in flux for me right now. Not that I don't like what I've gotten, but I'm starting to wonder if I really need this line in its completion. So I don't know. I think it looks great. I think it'll be super interesting, but since I have the original and it's just sitting on a shelf, I'm afraid to transform it because of the age. So, if this does some interesting things with the transformation, and if it's not like another MPG Optimus, because I got my MPG Optimus for $140. I got it with a discount code from with a little bit of grief thrown in, but it finally worked. If this is around 100 to 110, very possible. I would like to have one with a little more modern engineering that I'm not quite as afraid to touch. But the character itself doesn't mean anything because I have not seen all of Neo and 2 because I just really haven't got around to it. It's just not that important to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I like it. I hope it's affordable. I hope everybody that wants one can get one. But as a character that's more like, oh, hey, that's a unique looking character that does a unique transformation, that's one thing. I've bought plenty of figures that the character means nothing to me, but the toy itself does. But at these price points, I don't know. That's like whether I keep my Ironhide pre-order is going to be based on if I see a video on it to see what it does, how it does it, is it interesting enough to be justified the money? Because the homage mode means nothing to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I never touch my G1 Ratchet and Ironhide because they just don't look good. So again, we'll have to wait and see. But if you're like Sideburn and you're a huge Beast Wars fan, and the character means a lot to you from that era, I'm hoping it's super good, super affordable, and it's a win. Everybody that wants it. Me personally, I just don't know.
Yeah, and so many of those Takara exclusive Beast Wars figures they have so many cool things going on, and they are just really fancy bricks. And he was included in that, and so I'm kind of hyped for something that has articulation and it can do a little more than what the original did.
Stand there.
Yeah,
that's what it did.
Bricks. I like my bricks.
And
when I got up real quick because I was like, when you had first talked about a Galvatron that turns into a tank, I was like, why are we about to talk about this?
No.
And,
No.
and I don't remember this being an exclusive,
Yes.
That's
the universe. That's the universe.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. This awful.
Did that ever get any exclusive repaints?
There was a repaint I thought that came with
there was
the Cyclonus.
Yeah, there was a 3-pack with Cyclonus and Scourge in a clear plastic. I think it was also available in more of the traditional, the opaque colors with the orange cannon and all that. If that mold had been left alone at a Voyager price, I think it'd be a lot more fondly remembered. But trying to shove that down into a deluxe price point, it's just a fiddly mess.
Yeah, it's terrible. But I was like, why? You started talking about a Galvatron that turned into a tank. I was like, we're going to talk about Universe Galvatron? Why are we going to talk about that?
We'll end up having an episode talking about some of the worst ones ever created, and that will probably
There's no need. There's no need because Blazemaster will win the episode.
Now,
I mean, they're okay. Blaze Master,
Have you played
Blaze
with
Blast-
a
I-
RID Bruticus?
okay, Blaze Master,
Eh,
Titanium Megatron, RID Bruticus.
Oh no, titanium.
I don't know. At least the Titanium looks cool standing there.
Yeah, but it
Blaze
fell
Ma-
apart. The
Yeah, but
legs,
if
You sneeze on it,
everything.
it would just explode.
okay, that's next time on the Plasticast. It's a 4-way brawl on the worst toy in the world.
Yep.
Go get my Bruticus. That Bruticus has so many cool ideas going on with it, and it's just such a terrible figure. I love
Again,
it in
I
its,
think
in its
I think
terrible
it's-
way. It's
I think
awful.
a size class up would have helped that considerably.
Mhm.
Anyway,
Well, we'll end up having an episode talking about all that crazy stuff here in the future. But did anybody have any final thoughts before we get out of here? Talking about exclusives. Anything at
they
all?
suck. They ain't gonna get a lot better. Help each other out to get this crap. It'd not be this hard to get people money for toys.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, I haven't had a whole lot of problems with Transformers. There hasn't been a whole. I mean, there hasn't been a. Like the last Beast Wars exclusive was one of the 4-packs in Target like 3 years ago at this point. So I've been not having too many problems. But yeah. I mean, I kind of feel that with things like the Playmates, like Godzilla, Power Ranger crossover and Godzilla Ninja Turtle crossover. It took me a long time to find that stuff. It's kind of annoying to have to hunt that stuff down, especially when Target exclusives, especially. They don't carry. It seems like they don't really stock a lot of them. At least not unless it's Bumblebee, and then there's 4 million of them. If you guys remember that Cybertron Bumblebee, I found like 300 of them once when I went to Target when it first came out. But yeah, like there's a give and take on exclusives. I mean, obviously, sometimes it's really cool to have an exclusive, especially for an event like ButtCon. Sometimes it sucks to have an exclusive that's especially like Transformatics in our chat said he lives in Canada, and so Target exclusives are hard for him to get. So there's a lot of that stuff that kind of happens.
But they do have a Toys R Us, so.
Yeah, like I mean, like that's the mainline Rise of the Beasts Air Razor. I don't even think it got a U.S. release. I think it was like only released in Malaysia or something like that. Like it's hard to find. But I mean, exclusives can be really cool. Exclusives can really suck. I think it's kind of just always been the reality of exclusives. But at least Galvatron 2 is cool.
I agree. I think he's awesome. Brett, what do you got?
Well, with exclusives, I mean, I've said my piece on that. And if it was a wise man that once said to me, if you want something hard enough and it's worth it, you fight for it. Then you do. Okay, if it's out there and it was put out there in a limited quantity, there's a reason for it, and you fight to get it. Simple as that.
There's
As
no
far as-
reason for lucky draws.
No, I disagree. With
To torture me.
if anything that you collect was so easy to get that you could walk to your corner and get it, it's not really worth it. You have to put some passion into it, some want, some effort, and that's with all of it. Getting back to what we said with the major chains, this, that, and the other, Takara and Hasbro with figures, and why it's so hard to get or whatever, it comes down to distribution. If you want to place blame, you blame it on the distribution. Okay, why does this area have so much and this one doesn't? It's distribution. But as we've seen in the past, and if all the listeners want to jump in and go after Hasbro and Takara, that's great. Go ahead, tell them I sent you. We've seen in the past, if the
Better watch
voice
out. They'll
is
send the
loud enough,
Pinkertons.
I know. If the voice is loud enough, change will happen. Because it has. And how do you prove your voice? You prove it with your wallet.
I agree with that. And in my thoughts, collect what you like when it comes to these exclusives. You don't have to get every single solitary one that comes out. If you really are chomping at the bit, like we were saying, find somebody that may help hook you up and get hold of the thing. Especially if it's something brand new coming out. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes you just got to be patient. And if you're afraid that you're going to overpay on something, maybe you may be better off if you just wait. Because sometimes you will find it cheaper. And, you know, that's just how it is with some of this stuff. But many times I've seen things that were exclusive later on just become plentiful because nobody wanted the exclusive because it was that bad and somebody else really wanted it. It has happened in the past.
It happens a lot.
Some people, they spend the money on it, they hang on to it, oh, this is cool, and then later on, they don't really care about it so much, they offload it. You'll end up getting your chance to get it. So, don't stress out about it. Have fun trying to collect this stuff. Like I said, ask friends. Friends may be able to help hook you up,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to something that you're trying to get a hold of.
And you'll find a lot of people in any fandom that, you know, they really don't. Not everyone out there is trying to make a buck off of collecting, and some people will release. They want to just give their stuff away to someone who, you know, sell it for what they paid for it to someone who's going to enjoy it. So, you know, there's a lot of, you know, enterprising helps. It seems like it might not seem like it, but sometimes you find people and then you're like, man, I really wish I had this. And like, hey, I have it. I want someone who wants it to have it. And I don't really care about making a lot of money on it. So it always pays to have friends.
Before we sign off, Transformatics asks one question. What mainline figure would you guys like to see get a lucky gold draw style? Like lucky draw? One figure. All of us go.
Obviously, it would have to be Lyle Convoy, because it's the bane of my existence. You know, there's so many Lyle Convoy lucky draws. There's a gold one. There's a purple, black and purple one.
Don?
Mm,
Any ideas?
if we can't count HasLab as mainline, even though it's the same.
I was
aesthetic.
going to ask that question.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's the
Talking
same
mainline.
aesthetic, but mainline. I'm sure there's something I would want better, but sitting here, not to nod off, I would say the Target 3-pack Insecticons that's going to be coming out in the Diaclone red and black colors, or maybe, you know, but if it had, I mean, that's what I like to see. As a, you know, but if it has to be the Lucky Draw gold, I guess maybe Armada Optimus and a matching jet and the matching upcoming Jetfire. I think that would make for a nice gold huge set.
Jetfire almost has me wanting to buy an Optimus.
Well, they're reissuing it, so at least now you got a good chance to get them if you didn't get them before.
I'm gonna skip it, but
And mine's going to be
it's-
completely left field, and I want a gold Jaxus. That's it.
Hey, not. Well, how about? I know I've got to send you yours, but
At
how
least-
about this guy? How about this guy?
Yeah, I would love to see a gold Liege Maximo, but I'm thinking since Jaxus has been out, give me a lucky.
Hey, at least in
Jaxus.
gold, it's already
This.
a shade of yellow.
True.
It can't become more yellow.
Oh, I'm sure it can. It finds a way.
That's true.
I mean,
I'm,
yeah,
I'm speaking
yeah,
to.
Mine's
life
not
finds a way.
yellowing, which is actually very surprising. But
Yeah,
hey.
life finds a way.
Anyway, with that being said, we're all going to sign off here, and we will. Yeah.
I didn't say mine.
Oh, wait.
Thanks for forgetting me.
I thought you did.
No,
I did not.
Oh,
I just kept interjecting so much.
that's what it was. Cyburn sent me off order. Sorry, go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys talked that whole entire time. I wasn't even here. I didn't even get a word in.
I was letting you go, but I thought you'd remember me. But obviously
I'm
not.
saying showing up. But I showed up late.
I'm sorry,
What is
Brad. Go ahead.
So for my gold lucky draw, and I can't believe Don didn't think of this.
I'm old. I'm tired. Leave me alone.
So with them coming out with a gift set, Bruticus, that's one figure. And I would like to see a gold lucky draw Bruticus.
I can see that.
I would love to have that.
Yeah. That would actually be pretty gnarly. I ain't gonna lie.
You talk about like amazing? Yes.
I would think so. That would actually be really cool. And maybe if they can just put the little tiger stripes on it.
Nope. I just want him like he dipped himself in the lagoon and bam, he's there.
He fell face first and they got up like, the hell happened to
Heck
me?
yeah.
Transformatics says he'd love to see a gold jazz. Bruticus would also be sweet.
Yeah, but they did a gold jazz.
Did they? They did in the golden.
An
Lagoon
e-hobby,
set,
yes
didn't
they did. Yeah,
Yeah, they did.
I know they did.
But a modern one, that'd be kind of neat to see too.
I'd be all right, but
I'd be okay with that.
Bruticus wins.
Would it be of the dwarf one from that SDCC set?
I mean, it would have to be something. The original was from the original reissue mold, so
Bro, that would be so cool to see. Like, you just open up the box and everything, and all of a sudden, you pull out the Optimus, it looks normal. You pull out this Jazz, and it's gold. Like, what the hell? Talk about an Easter egg. I like that idea. Anyway, that being said, we're going to do our sign-offs, and then we're going to get out of here. Because it looks like Dawn's about to pass out over here.
I had to go out of town for a wedding this weekend, and it was a lot of driving, a lot of sitting, a lot of driving, and I'm tired. So I'm gonna sign off and leave before I pass out. Don't be a Richard. Night all.
don't be a Richard.
Good night, man.
Take care, bye.
Magnus.
As the forgotten one,
It's a cool nickname.
might hashtag that. Yeah, have fun. You know, don't be a Richard, and know people. Get those connections. That's the only way you can get anywhere, because someone has connections you don't everywhere, and it will help you. And then turn around and do the same thing. Help other people. That's really all I have to say, other than good night, everybody.
Cyborg.
I think I've said most of what I need to say, and everyone else has said some pretty good stuff. So I'm just gonna say good night.
You know,
Maybe-
45 an hour, minute late.
Yeah, I had some really good food though, so it was worth it. But yeah, maybe next week I'll be here on time.
Maybe.
Wouldn't doubt on. Sorry.
At this
Place
rate, I
your
wouldn't
bets.
put my.
Place your bets.
What's the over under? I'm betting on me. Is that? I think that's illegal.
Pete Rose found out.
True.
That's baseball, by the way. Just like you know.
What's baseball?
Once again, good night, everybody.
All right, guys. We'll catch you guys next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. Good night, you guys.